Before I get into this video, I'd just like to say this footage is actually before the whole event. I missed out on the whole event and unfortunately I don't have any footage, but I hope this video sort of entertains you in one way or another anyway. Oh man! Are you kidding me, Fortnite? Are you kidding me, Epic Games? Are you kidding me? Alright. For those of you who are not in the fold, in the know when it comes to Fortnite drama and stuff, the most recent drama for Fortnite and Epic Games is the fact that they went back on their own developmental blog word, which is when they promised not to make any major game mechanic changes during a massive tournament. Well, guess what? They did today, and it's bullcrap. Before we get into what's happening right now, which is the Week 4 Duos qualifiers right now. Last week, for the Asia region and the Oceania region, the solo qualifiers were going about a day before all the other regions. And it turns out that Asia players and Oceania players were subjected to needing to play the game when Retail Row and Tilted Towers were broken. Because Epic was in a preparation stage for the volcano event that just passed, I think at around 4 o'clock this morning, something happened as they were preparing for the new destroyed textures of the shop half of Retail Row and Polar Peak and the whole of Tilted Towers. Because they were preparing for that, the textures in those places were stuck in a low-res situation, so that when you landed them, you cannot build, you cannot really move as well, and if you were in a vehicle, you would just face through the floor, and because you're out of the map, the game kills you straight away. That was last week where Oceania players, I'm an Oceania player, and I was lucky enough to miss out on that problem, but professional Oceania players and professional Asia players, because we're ahead of time, we were subjugated to needing to play in such a terrible state of the game. Epic didn't even decide to cancel or move the qualifiers to another time. Instead, they had enough time to fix it for all the other regions that were a bit behind than us. That's just unfair. That's just unfair. And that was last week. This week, however, with the volcano event, which I missed, I'm sad to say, and it looked really cool. Let's not get started on the fact that there's conspiracy theories that says that the whole event was rigged when it comes to the voting of the unvaulting. Let's not get into that, but let's get into the fact that an hour before the NA East qualifiers started, the whole map changed. The shopping district of Retail Row got destroyed. The whole of Tilted Towers, except for the one building that has always been destroyed, is destroyed. And Polar Peak is unstable. What? Did Epic just forget the promise that they made? About the fact that they weren't going to put game-changing things into the game just before a massive tournament? What? One of the things that were up for a vote to get unvaulted was the Infinity Blade. Did they forget the time that they put the Infinity Blade on the day that a tournament happened? I think it was, what, a $10 million tournament? Maybe a $1 million tournament? That's still a lot of money! And now with the World Cup, this is a $100 million prize pool we're talking about. Do they not think that changing professional players' drop points is not game breaking? It's not game changing. Do they believe in their minds that that is not the case? I don't understand the logic that is coming to it. And look, as I said in my previous video, I don't hate Fortnite. I actually quite enjoy Fortnite. I hate what Epic is doing. Epic Games as a company is the part of Fortnite that I hate. Fortnite is still a little bit of fun for me. As usual, as always, I have bad games and I have bad days, but most of the time I still have a good amount of fun for me to get back into the game every now and then. But ever since the World Cup was announced, it seems like every other week, every week even, every day even, there's a new scandal around it just because Epic is being a bunch of assholes. And I don't understand. I just don't understand. And as easy it is to blame the developers, we gotta keep in mind that maybe this is not the developers doing it all. Maybe it's the higher ups who are forcing them to do all these stupid mistakes. Maybe the reason why they didn't reschedule the qualifiers last week was because the higher-ups told them they couldn't. Maybe this is all a hostage situation when it comes to the developers of Fortnite at Epic Games and the higher-ups at Epic Games who don't play their stupid products, but they act like they know everything about it. And it's so disheartening because the game is actually really good. The game is really fun at times. But all this scandal, all this trouble, the cheating scandals, the game changing, the game breaking bugs, every day there's a new video out from different people talking about the latest scandal, the latest trouble. And it's, as a player, it's so disheartening. I'm just really, really scared for the future of Fortnite. Even though I'm not a big fan of Rocket League, I'm really scared for their future too, since it was recently revealed that Epic bought out the studio. It's really not a huge leap to assume that something similar to what happened to Paragon would happen to Rocket League. Of course, Rocket League is a lot more successful when it comes to player base, and there's also actual professional leagues when it comes to Rocket League. But are we really not expecting Epic to say, oh, you're not making enough money, we'll shut you down, we'll shut the game down? And that's really scary. When the company that's creating a game that you like Fortnite, and they don't listen to the community and they don't keep their word,